This is a minimal source code session. We are going to show how we can get some functionalities on Alfresco with less than 10 lines of code and some XML magic also. Okay, so this is our walkthrough, an introduction, myself, some preliminary thoughts about the people starting to know Alfresco, the 10 enhancements, and finally some lessons to learn. Let me introduce myself. Sorry for the walking, but I can see this on my laptop. A problem. So I'm a developer from Keensoft. We are working with community and with enterprise edition. We are using electronic signature, long-term archiving, RM module, mainly on public administration and educational entities. And I'm a proud member of Order of the Bee. You know, this organization. Yesterday we have a nice session on this. First, from a newbie point of view, what the people think when they first met Alfresco. Alfresco is hard to learn. We have a lot of diagram with several layers and many components. It looks very hard, and even for an experienced developer, we have new words: AMP, ICAO, activity, sprint chart, content model, or all new concepts for developers. So we can get all this complex world. We can understand this with less effort because we are lazy, as it was shown in the first session. All this session born with a sentence with that sentence. This sentence is not from the Bible, and this is not an evangelist. Well, maybe Jeff is an evangelist, but it's not that kind of evangelist. Okay, with even a few lines of code, you can add useful functionality in Alfresco. We are going to see some source code based on Alfresco 4. All the code is available on GitHub. Maybe some of this code is not working on Alfresco 5 because of ICAO new addition. But it will show you the basics on programming in Alfresco. This countdown from 10 to 1 is based on real requests from our customers. When they use Alfresco, they see some functionalities strange for them. We gather all these questions and we put in no particular order, in an elegant order. I think the 10 is the less elegant, and the 1 is the more elegant. And the 1, of course, is from JetPods, because this is the inspirer. The first one, or the 10th, to add a download button. The quick share functionality allows us to share documents with people who is not on our site, or even who is not on Alfresco. But we have some problems in this case. If you have no Flash on your browser, this is the message you get, so you cannot read the content which is shared. you can easily add these 2 lines of code in the Quicksort page, FreeMaker page, just using an internal Alfresco API. You can include your download button, and if the user has problems with previewing the document, he can download and see with their own program. These are only 2 lines of code. It's not supported by our browser because we're using some special markup. But you can extend it, or you can make it more accessible. We are in a danger zone because we are overriding the source code from Alfresco, and we are using a web script from the internal API. This internal API could change in the future, so it's danger to do things like this. Alfresco in Alfresco 5 has this functionality included. So thanks Alfresco for that download button. We are using three mechanisms: web extension, FTL, FreeMaker, and web script. So we have just three budgets. The next one, site creation ability. Not all the companies want all the people creating sites, because maybe they have their own organization. They not want everyone creating a site by his own criteria. We have mainly two links on share interface. There are more, but these are the more visible. So we can go in the third part, extending the header. This is just the iCow technique. This find object is from iCow, and we can say that only the site will be created by administrators. And the other one is a dashlet, and we can override this dashlet to tell the same thing. We just only use the extension mechanisms. You can be more precise here, but I don't include all the path because of the code. Is just only for teaching purposes. And it's important to note that from Alfresco 5, you have to include this, because iCow is serving the whole page. When you ask for a page, it's the whole page, so you need to include this to apply your customizations. And on the repo side, we can we have no extension mechanisms for web scripts, but we can override the web script in order to check the same, if the people is admin or not. So we are closing this functionality from any other ways, just not shared. So we have hide these links on share, and we have closed our repo web script in order to create sites only to administrators. You can customize in order to make this for a group or for another entity. 8 lines, and we are touching 4 files, and we are using only 8 lines. You can modify repository permissions. You got here the instructions, but I don't like to touch Alfresco source code, so I decided to overwrite our repo. Okay, we got again web extension, web script. We are touching iCow just a little, and we are using the JavaScript API. Okay, let's see. Changing document extension. some users are working with Word or with LibreOffice, and they are collaborating, and they got a final document. And they say, okay, my final document should be a PDF. And they use the same node in order to store this PDF. The MIME type has changed, but Alfresco does not change the name. So you have a PowerPoint presentation, then you have a PDF, but the extension is still a PowerPoint extension. So the user downloads the document, and the computer tries to open in PowerPoint, and it gets a bad experience. So we can use behaviors. Behaviors are powerful and dangerous. So you have to know very well what you're doing with this. In this case, with every content, we are detecting a MIME type change, and we are just only changing the extension of the name. Okay, it's easy. More Spring configuration. This is the classic declaration of a behavior, but with Bindu and the SDK guys, we have annotations, so this should be safe too. 7 lines of code. We are using a behavior. We get the correct extension, and the Alfresco Java API is used. Next, we are on 7. This is a long time issue. When you configure Alfresco to identify users by LDAP, Alfresco by default creates every user who is successfully identified on this LDAP. This is mainly a problem for organizations who want the complete data of the users, just not the name or just only the username, what is synchronized on this. They want the name, the surname, the email direction, so they want to cut this. From Alfresco 4.2D, this is very easy because we have a property on Alfresco global properties, so we can go on and say false, and it's all right. But in previous versions, there is no way to set this. So we can use this Spring Bean facility, the Spring Bean post-processor class, and that allow us to set values for Spring Beans after initialization. So Alfresco starts, and then we enter and change the person service creating missing people property to false. Okay, we are not touching Alfresco. We are entering after Alfresco. It's the most clean way I know to do things like this. There are 4 lines again, and we are adapting Alfresco after Spring initialization. That's nice. We're going to the 6 custom LDAP identification. Many organizations have several branches of LDAPs, and you cannot configure Alfresco in order to gather all the cases. I'm showing you this. This is from a customer too, that he has 2 LDAP branches. Okay, one in sales and another in marketing, and the users have a name as UID. So if they enter just only with the name, I don't know if it's on one branch or on the other branch. So as I have the mail domain, I can extend LDAP, authentication component, just to find the branch where I want to identify this user. On the Spring part, we have to include the branches of the LDAP to know where to search. And we're done with 9 lines. We are adapting Alfresco out-of-the-box functionality to our needs. But we are overriding an Alfresco internal bin, so it will be dangerous too. Because next version can change, and we have to make a new code for this. Okay, going to the 5. This is one of my favorites because I'm from Spain, and in Spain, all the public administration by law have to produce PDF-A documents. PDF-A is an ISO regulation. They are by law to do this, so this is very easy. We got this file, we include this option, and it's done. Every transformation will be a PDF-A document. Obviously, if you need both transformations, PDF and PDF-A, you have to make some more development. But for our case, it was okay. We have to do nothing more. 0 lines. That's nice. We are overriding default properties from Alfresco. That's another very this in every of our customers we have this. They are new in Alfresco, but they have many documents to get into Alfresco, and they doesn't want to lose certain information as the original date creation or the original date modification. When you put a document on Alfresco, these dates are from that moment. It's not the original one. So we are going to a custom model. This is a very simple custom model with an aspect and with 2 properties: original creation date and original modification date. Very easy. And we can now then to map these properties to the POI structure. You have any other structures, a PDF, I don't remember, there are several. And we are just setting this, our aspect properties to document properties. So when the document is added to Alfresco, these properties are mapped. As you can see, these properties are included on the node. And other formats could be included. You have to use more structures in order to support this one. And if you want to appear these properties on share, you need the share config custom traditional configuration for the fields. We are building a content model. We are configuring structure bins from Alfresco. Okay, let's go with 3. This is another another recurrent demand of the users. If you use IMAP functionality, and if you drop your mails on Alfresco, the name of the mails is something like this. So users are always saying, I can't find this. What's this mail? You have another open source developments on this, but this is a very easy addition. Okay, the first we have to see now is the workflow on creating a node. When Alfresco is creating a node, we have several phases. On node creation, these properties are updated, then the content is updated, then maybe, this is optional, a version is created, and in the last step, we have the title. This is our target property. So we have to make a behavior just here, not in all other steps. We can develop this behavior based on aspect IMAP content, and it's easy to see that if on the property, on the title property, we are including just so we are including the name. Okay, the title. In the title is the subject of the mail. So we are changing the default name by the title, and we get a more friendly description of our email. That's the default behavior declaration in a Spring, and with some more friendly name for the user. We are using a new behavior, and we're using Alfresco Java API. And even you can use the transformer, the default Alfresco transformer for HTML, because some in the preview, we can see the raw email. So we can try with doing in a PDF transformation or something like this, extending the default transformer. 6 lines. I can't hear any wow, but it's nice. We are developing 10 new functionalities in 20 minutes, so I think it's very good. Site custom properties. If you know, the creation of a site in Alfresco have just 4 or 5 properties, but many entities want to include more, maybe because they want to link this Alfresco site with another system, and commonly they need at least an ID on every site. So we are going to include one more field on this screen. We are called this field ID entity. First, in the FTL, in the free marker, we can use this markup. We have a fields markup available in order to include our code. We are making a new field. This is the same extension mechanism as before. Again, be more precise here, because if you deploy several modules, they can conflict. If you use this like that, okay, you are overlapping the different modules. And in the repo part, we can override, because it has no extension mechanism, this web script. If the parameter is sent, we save it on the site. Okay, it's easy. That's the second time we are overriding this web script. So maybe you can develop your own web script, because it's a common task. Okay, so we see the creation site window, and we can see the new field here. Okay, easy. Obviously, you can develop your own content model to store these fields. If we've done this like so, you get the property stored on Alfresco, but it's marked as residual. It's not a value map with a content model, okay? And it's easy to extend this for site editing. For the edit window, you can include your field, and for the web script of the repo, you can include your chains. We are using web extension, FreeMigrate again, and Alfresco JavaScript API. And we are going with the last one. This one is from JetPods. It's a trick, I think, in order to create a default folder structure on every site creation. You create a site, and you get a folder structure by default. Again, with a behavior, and now with a type site. It's based on storing all the default folders in the data dictionary, and on site creation is getting all this structure and is here. It's copying this folder structure to the new site. Okay? Obviously, the default again Spring Bean initialization for a behavior. 10 lines, okay. I've only counting real lines, because space are no lines and key are not lines. So let me say that this is 10 lines, and we're using a behavior in the Alfresco Java API. Okay, right now these are the 10 enhancements, and we can recap all we have seen. As Alfresco developers, we are not the scouts, but we can put our badges because we know content model, iCal, just a very little view of iCal, web extension, this is a traditional, FreeMigrate, behaviors, web scripts, Alfresco JavaScript API, Alfresco Java API, and we know how to overwrite Alfresco source code. For a new one in Alfresco, what should I learn? Was based on this on this code. Is it that XML? But Spring Bean is the real use of this XML, Java, JavaScript, and FTL. And for Alfresco 5, maybe iCal as a concept should be on this pie too. Okay. Finally, Alfresco is telling us that they want to be simple and smart, and either two are simple, smart, and open. Because if it's open, we have all these functionalities available as developers, and we can extend, we can overwrite, and we must never overwrite. If you are thinking of a new functionality who requires overwriting, maybe you are thinking wrong. Maybe you can achieve this in another way. So be careful with this. How can I research for a new development? Alfresco source code is your friend. If you read the source code, you learn many of the things we have seen in this session. And this is a motto. The less you write, the better you code. You don't need to develop big modules in order to get the functionalities. Mainly these functionalities are smaller, but are used by many customers, so you don't need to write big AMP. And the last one, Alfresco is full of hooks. Alfresco does not use the term hook, but there are points of extension, and you have many points of extension. You have seen the web scripts, the new ICAO giving us full extension. Spring is another way we can extend Alfresco. This is all. I'm adding some contact data for you. You have all these projects on GitHub, and Jeff have its own project on GitHub. They are based on Maven, on Maven Alfresco SDK. Well, no, sorry, Alfresco SDK. It's not Maven anymore. You can put them. You can contact me in several ways. This presentation is on the public page from the summit, so you can download it. It's no problem to get to me. And that's all. I'm ready for your questions. So, anyone?
I have one. And you just mentioned the PDF-A. Can you put again the slide with the code? Because for me, it's not clear. Are you extending the MIME time? Are you including this inside of Alfresco?
I'm overriding this file. Sorry, overwriting this file. But included on an AMP module. So I'm not touching, I'm not changing the original source code.
That one is concerning to the OpenOffice, if I am not reading what.
Yeah. OpenOffice or LibreOffice, this is the same for both, has a configuration in order to perform these transformations to PDF or to other formats. So if you include this, when a transformation is fired, this parameter is applied and a PDF-A is produced.
What is the difference if I touch the MIME type file? I think that is a MIME type.xml, if I am not wrong, because I did in the past. I didn't touch the code, I extended, but in order to include some extension that wasn't there. And what is the difference between using this or touching that file?
Oh, that you can upgrade Alfresco without worry.
Yeah, because this is one extension.
Yeah. You are putting this, you can upgrade Alfresco, and then your module is over again, and it's done.
One suggestion. Can you go to the site creation functions from the repository?
Site creation was?
In the second.
The second, okay. This? No.
Oh, sorry, from the ninth one.
Sorry?
The ninth slide. From the top, it is the ninth. You came
The nine. Okay. This one?
Yes. See, what you can, the best way, or the suggestion is, the web script descriptor have the permissions, correct?
Sorry.
The web script descriptor will have the authentication permissions.
Yeah.
So by default, it will be the user one. Set it as admin, so only the admin can access the web script, not the user.
Yeah.
So instead of changing here, just change the XML configuration.
Yeah.
It will be easier than changing the code.
It would be easier. It's telling me that you can touch the XML descriptor in order to allow just only the administrator to invoke, and it's another way of doing it, but you are overriding, again, a resource from Alfresco.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Just a quick question. I always come across a situation where you have to make changes on the share side that kind of collide at the back end and the same script to the first, essentially create a new set of web script just to make a few simple lines of code in the Java being in the back end. I mean, what do you think of this as a practice? I mean, just to give you an example.
Yeah, thanks.
I had a requirement where for a specific site, I had to change certain things in the event creation, the whole event CRUD web script, right?
Yeah.
But for other sites, I had to make different changes where they collided at the back end of the same script. So, I mean, yes, there were small changes in the, but it required that I duplicated and created a web script. I mean, is there any trick I can sort of use to avoid this? Because sometimes policy or behaviors don't necessarily work for the same thing because they involve slash.
You can extend in your content model the site type, and with this you have an ID in order to apply one word script or the other. So you can create custom site types. You can add an if you know RM module. When you deploy RM module, you can with the site presets mechanisms, you have select this site is from this type or from this another or from this another. Okay, on the site creation window, it's not here. I'm lost. Yeah, here. This type, site type. Okay, you declare a new site preset, maybe associated to an aspect or a new type for that site. You can select here your site type, and then you can apply one or the other policy or web script or whatever you want. Should be a way. That's my opinion, obviously.
Yeah, if you don't mind, can I add some more information for this?
Sorry.
Can I add some more information for the same question?
You can write me by email, and I can send you more detailed explanation over this. If you want.
Last year in the shared customization line, they created a new site type. Then they shown a different dashboard, so you can watch the video on the.
Yeah, it's with site presets.
David Trapp and Katie,
yeah.
They were showing shared customization line.
Yeah.
So are you sure you have a policy that you can preset?
Yeah, you can. We have also extended.
Okay. Anyone more? So thank you, and simple code.